Let me just make sure the sound is on. Ready when you are.
No, yeah, he told me he couldn't make it. He asked me to run it, so yeah, so let's go ahead and start. I guess we'll need to move to open the meeting. I will go ahead and make that motion.
I will second that.
Member Shannon?
Aye.
Member Loda?
Aye.
Member Halpin?
Aye.
Member Cook?
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right. So we have some members absent, but we still have a quorum, it looks like, so we have no problem there. Conflicts of interest, I don't have anything to disclose. Anybody have anything?
No.
Okay. So we have a relatively short agenda tonight, just some resolutions and some minutes to approve on that side. So let's just start in order. First is the resolution number 2024-5, the 5 State Street Site Plan resolution. Anybody have any changes you want to suggest or make on this one?
Yes, I did on page 2.
Mm-hmm.
At number 3, I felt like we could start that paragraph at the proposed fence is the same distance from the building. I don't know what that first sentence gets us, other than, I don't know, a pink flag.
It doesn't really say much, it just says it may affect.
Right.
It doesn't say it does or doesn't.
Right. And so I would start from the proposed fence, and then on it's a long sentence, but after will, just maybe change that to may.
Oh, change will to may.
Right.
Yeah, that's probably smart.
And then I'm good.
May have similar impacts as what?
As the previously approved parking space.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a good change.
Other than that.
Okay. Anybody have any other issues that you noted on this one? Okay. Moving on, I will go ahead and move to approve this resolution as amended, as we just discussed.
Second.
Member Cook?
Aye.
Member Halpin?
Aye.
Member Loda?
Aye.
Member Shannon?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Okay. So next up on the agenda is the 2024-6 resolution for 25 Eastview Terrace site plan for the VTech residents. Anybody have any changes you want to suggest on this one?
No, I'm good.
I don't think I have any on this one.
I'm not either.
Okay. All right, well, in that case, I will go ahead and move to approve this resolution as well.
Second.
Member Shannon?
Aye.
Member Loda?
Aye.
Member Halpin?
Aye.
Member Cook? Motion passes.
Next on the agenda is the 2024-7 resolution for the 5 Sutherland area variance for the garage height. Let's go ahead and open that for discussion. Anybody have any concerns or issues you want to discuss on this one?
Yes.
Yeah. I thought.
I have some extra time on my hands.
Mm-hmm.
So, in C on the second page, I wonder if we need to, I think the numbers can speak for themselves instead of saying much larger or substantial or just, I just think it's, yeah,
I agree.
right.
Maybe just, should we just say that the height is 25.6 feet and end it there, or just say is larger than the 12-foot code requirement?
Larger.
Yeah, then just is
Just
larger.
take out much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good change.
Yeah.
And then,
I'm sorry.
no. And so also in D, in the second sentence, which starts, there are other large garages nearby, I think that's squishy. And because, I would say in the neighborhood,
Yeah.
and as well as the adjacent commercial district.
Yeah, good point.
Then I'm good.
If you're just saying there's a commercial district somewhere.
That's it, right, so somewhere nearby, but
Yeah, adjacent. If we say adjacent, do you think we should take off in proximity?
Yeah.
Yeah.
right,
Okay, I agree with that.
right. Because I think that's the strength of the large garage, that it's a
Yeah,
screen,
I agree.
yeah.
I think that's right. Okay. Katie, did you have
Yeah, just an overall comment, the spacing is awfully confusing. Because it looks like it's single space under A and then
Yeah.
double B, C, D. So it's kind of hard to tell what we're focusing on.
That's a good point, yeah.
Yeah, when the files are changing between us and the emails, I've noticed the same thing. So before I post them, I'll make sure that it doesn't look funky. Yeah, this was for our review, but I tried removing like backspacing, single space, line space, but I did notice that too.
Yeah. So before they're finalized, we'll just get them spaced consistently.
Finalized for the website, you mean?
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Perfect.
And then under paragraph A, I would just change in the fourth line the word less to lower.
Yes, I agree. Okay. All right, any other comments on this one?
No.
All right. In that case, I will go ahead and move to approve resolution 2024-7.
Second.
As amended?
As amended, thank you.
Yeah, yes. Second, oh.
Oh, second, I'm sorry.
I got you, Member Hoppen. Member Shannon?
Aye.
Member Loda?
Aye.
Member Hoppen?
Aye.
Member Cook?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Next one is 2024-8. Also for, if I shot it on this one, is for the lot coverage area variance. I didn't see anything in this one, but anybody else see anything we should address? Yeah.
Yeah, so under A, I would strike because there are numerous properties in the village. That is so, this is almost a non sequitur. The will not create an undesirable change in the character of the neighborhood or detriment to nearby properties, because somewhere else in the village there are.
Yeah, that should say the neighborhood, not the village.
Right. So if you want to do that.
So change village to neighborhood?
Do we know this?
Well, that's a good point. We should probably
Yeah.
confirm that.
We could just, put a period.
After nearby property?
Or comma, and then go to the addition of a porch will add character. I mean, that will help you make the argument that it's not undesirable change or detriment. In fact, the character will be enhanced.
You could do, to nearby properties, semicolon, the plans include, and then go to the porch.
Yeah,
Or we-
yeah.
Right, that's
yeah.
the same, like,
Yeah.
makes it the same idea.
Yeah. So we put a semicolon after properties, and then we'll move the last sentence up there.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Does that make sense to you, Alexandra?
So we're properties, semicolon, striking because there are numerous properties in the village that exceed the lot coverage of the code requirement.
Yes.
And then nearby properties, moving to the third sentence, the addition of the porch will add character.
No, so the next phrase would be the plans include.
Okay, we're keeping that.
Okay, so we would keep the plans and keep that sentence, and then the additional porch.
So it's, so after properties, it goes to the addition of a porch.
Okay,
And then.
And then back to
And then
the plans.
back.
Okay, gotcha.
understood.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that. Okay. Any other comments on this resolution? I wonder if we should make that same change in D, or a similar change, because that says the same thing.
Where's D? Right here.
Yeah, next page.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, because D just
Yeah, same.
repeats A, so same changes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if we go back to B, second line, because the property already exceeds.
Yeah, I have currently exceeds. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll change is already above to already exceeds.
And in village code should be capitalized, right?
Yes.
And that was something I was noticing as I was preparing this. The initial ones is that we need to be consistent in our references and to the code and et cetera, and the use of capitalization and
Yes.
such. That can potentially have meaning.
Yeah, I agree. So let's make sure that code is capitalized throughout.
Yep.
Okay. All right, anything else on this one? All right, hearing nothing, I will go ahead and move to approve resolution 2024-8.
Second.
Member Cook,
Aye.
Member Hoppen,
Hi.
Member Shannon, Member Loda,
Aye.
motion passes.
All right, next one is our last resolution on the agenda, 2024-9. This is for the same property, but for the site plan. What comments do we have on this one?
I'm good with that.
I don't have anything.
Yeah, I don't think I could do it. Yeah, okay. I will go ahead and move then to approve resolution 2024-9.
Second.
Member Cook,
Aye.
Member Hoppen,
Hi.
Member Loda,
Aye.
Member Shannon, motion passes.
Okay, so we'll move on to the next section of the agenda in minutes. First is the workshop on May 1st, 2024. Let's see, do we have that? I don't see that. I don't see any minutes from the workshop here. I only see minutes from a regular.
Yeah, that's going to have to be, I don't know why, I probably forgot to attach it. I can just add it to the next meeting.
Okay.
It's like a 1-page, 1-sentence
Yeah.
one, so.
All right, well, we'll table that one for our next meeting. And do we need to make a formal motion to table it and put it on the agenda for the next meeting?
I don't know, Ryan, since it's on the agenda and we didn't get to it, what do we do? Okay.
I'll go ahead and move to table that item for the next meeting.
Member Shannon?
Aye.
Member Loda? Member Hoppen?
Aye.
Member Cook?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Okay. The next one is for the minutes of the regular meeting on that same date. I reviewed this, I didn't see any corrections that I thought need to be made. Anybody have any in the emails?
The first page is last paragraph, attorney, I'm gonna butcher that, I'm sorry. Open it?
I can do it.
By the notice for the site plan application needs to be completed.
Notice needs to be given, needs to be
Made.
mailed. Notice requirements need to be completed.
Notice gets affected, right?
Oh, that's a good
To
word.
be affected and then bias the board.
Yeah.
That's, right, nay.
I mean, it's, right? Like the way you effect
He
service.
came to my head first.
Yeah.
Effect and effect.
Yeah.
No, it's all good.
Who cares, right?
No, you mean.
Okay. All right, yeah, that's fine. Any other questions? Okay, then I will move to approve the minutes of the regular meeting held on May 1st.
Second.
Member Shannon? Member Loda?
Aye.
Member Hoppen?
Aye.
Member Cook?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Great. And then the last item on the agenda is to approve the minutes of the special meeting held on May 15th. I didn't see anything in here that I thought needed to be corrected. Anybody have any comments?
I can.
Yeah.
Under the first red title, where it says, on the second line, with 2 exterior lights at the front door, and back door.
Oh, yeah.
Is there a side, there's a side door, I think is what it should be.
Good
Right.
catch. So we'll change the second front door.
Or
to say
maybe
side.
not.
I would
Just leave it out.
take it out, because
Yeah.
I
Just take it
don't
out.
think I'm sure what was going to
That's right.
happen with that sign.
That's right. And I think they ultimately did decide that they were going to take that side entrance out, or at least that was what they were doing.
Not do anything.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Okay, so yeah, we'll just take out the second front door there. Good catch.
Yeah.
Capitalize the board. On that second paragraph.
Oh, yeah, good point, yeah.
And again, the first sentence under the next topic.
Yeah. Okay. Any other comments on these minutes? All right, hearing none, I will go ahead and move to approve the minutes from the special meeting on May 15th.
Second.
Member Hoppen?
I will abstain.
Oh, thank you. Member Shannon?
Aye.
Member Loda?
Aye.
Member Cook?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Well, the only other item on the agenda is any member items, and anybody can simply look at the board. Does anyone have any member items to bring up?
Just briefly, the Board of Trustees held a meeting last week, and Justin was confirmed, I guess, or
There was no appointment made, so yeah, he was a holdover position as chair.
right. And it seems that a letter that Justin wrote was circulated to the Board of Trustees, but not the mayor, and not to us. And since it is it became part of the discussion, was referenced, I think it should be distributed to everyone involved,
Okay.
everyone affected.
Okay, yeah. We can reach out to Justin and ask for a copy of that, or get it from, well, let's see, it was circulated to the trustees. Was it in the packet?
No.
Okay, so we can reach out to.
Yeah, someone.
Yeah, since it's a request, I'm sorry, Member Hoppen, go ahead.
What are the ethics involved in that?
We did ask that the letter be provided during the meeting since the clerk didn't get a copy of it either, and it hasn't been provided yet. And it's still being requested to get to the clerk at least for a record on file, and anyone can ask for it. We don't have a copy of the letter at the office right now.
Okay.
So as board members, you're making a request, I can reach out to the chair to request a copy directly, if we don't get it from one of the trustees before then. So both, but yeah, we don't have a copy to share right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, not to, but I think request equals demand. I don't think this is a request. I think this is.
I mean, since it was made part of the record for that meeting, a public meeting, I do think it was inappropriate that neither the mayor nor members of this board were included on the list of recipients.
And if I recall, there was a similar issue last year.
When we have access to the letter, if each of you are saying you'd want a copy of it, or Member Loda, I know that you expressed you'd like a copy of it. Does anyone else?
I think the entire
The
board.
board?
I think, yeah, we should all be.
Okay.
It would just be circulated.
Okay. I will do that for you. You're welcome.
Any other member items?
I have one, please.
Yeah, please.
At the last meeting, we adjourned but not into executive session. And I did hear that there may have been more discussion about whether the PZBA will hear or not hear information only. So if there was a decision made with the board members outside of the public meeting, we would need to put that decision on record.
As I recall, there was no decision made. We had,
Justin told the building inspector that the PZBA is not going to hear information only.
I think there was an agreement, but not.
there was no motion.
No.
Yeah.
Well, it was adjournment.
Right.
So if there's a decision, then once that's ready to be shared, we do just need to make sure that it's on the record. Or
No, that's right. I mean, I don't think our board can make any decisions without a motion. right? I mean, even if we agreed between ourselves, I think that would be invalid unless it were put into a motion, so. Yeah,
Yeah, so the housekeeping would be, we still need a decision if we're putting information only in front of this board, and that would have to be in a motion, yes.
yeah.
And I know it's an ongoing, sounds like discussion, there wasn't a
I think
decision
that's
made,
right.
so.
It's an ongoing discussion.
Yeah, and I think the chair should be here.
I agree, yeah, yeah.
And Steve.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I told Steve I was gonna bring it up because I remember at the last meeting, we kind of left it open, so to be continued, sounds like.
So where does that leave the applicant from 50 State if they're?
They're going to put in an application.
As I recall, we didn't, and maybe, I don't know if other people have different recollection, but as I recall, we didn't make any final decision about, this is our policy going forward. We just kind of discussed the pros and cons of it. But yeah, that's a good point. We should keep those discussions on the record.
Mm-hmm.
But just to clarify, so I understand, your understanding is that the chair informed the building inspector that a decision had been made?
Correct.
Okay.
Which is,
That's a different,
yeah, which is why I said, I just want to make sure that if there was, I bring it to the board tonight so that we put it on the record.
Right. Yeah, I mean, if you guys, your recollection is different, speak up, but my recollection was that there was not a formal decision or an informal decision made.
Okay.
Anybody, I don't know. I have to be corrected.
I think the discussion should continue because Steve has brought up a couple of times. I've been giving it more thought, actually read the code.
Yeah.
So I would have more to say.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think that's important. So, yeah, I think we should continue to have those discussions. So, yeah, it sounds like the discussion is ongoing and we agree on that.
Until then, me and Steve won't be bringing any information only to the agenda, just because we want to make sure that that's what the board either wants or doesn't want to see. And that all the applicants are putting in.
I don't think I would change anything.
Yeah.
I would keep the status quo because nothing has actually changed.
If somebody's making a request, I think that request needs to come before the board.
So the request was for 50 State, and they're going to present an application, is that right?
Yes, because we told them the board will not be hearing information only per the chair.
I would be curious as to our attorney's opinion on how we might proceed with this. Not to put our attorney on the spot.
Yeah, if we go into executive session would be best. Last time we did not do that, we just adjourned, so, and if we're continuing tonight, then yes, please let me know what you'd like to do.
If we're going to go into executive session, that should be on the record.
Mhm.
We should adjourn to executive session, not just adjourn and hold an executive session. Because while the content of the executive session is not public, the fact that we held it should be. So, yeah, let's go ahead. I'll move to adjourn into an executive session for a discussion with council.
Second.
I had one more thing. Are we good? Do you want, you're not going to adjourn? You come back after?
Yeah,
Is that okay? It'll be
Yeah.
quick. Thank you. Member Shannon?
Aye.
Member Loda?
Aye.
Member Hoppen?
Aye.
Member Cook?
Aye.
Motion passes. Give me one moment.
We'll move to go back on the record after our executive session. Well, the proper terminology is resume the public meeting.
That sounds good. Thank you. Member Shannon?
Aye.
Member Loda?
Aye.
Member Hoppin?
Aye.
Member Cook?
Aye.
Motion passes.
I think you said you had one more item for us.
Yeah, so the July 10th meeting, thus far, there's probably looking like there's 2 applications. I'm going to, the goal is to put the packet out on June 28th because that following week is the holiday. And so it's not going to hurt my feelings. You don't have to answer me now. But with the other board, when I put the packet into the village email, I just send a friendly text that they can check their village email for the packet, because I know it's an extra login process for people who don't use Outlook. If you'd like me to do that with this board, I can, especially if you want to look at stuff sooner, but don't know that it's there. This would be a good time to to try it. So, because it's the holiday, I will be out the 8th, 9th, here the 10th for the 10th meeting. So if things come up, at least I have the 1st and the 2nd, if you get a chance to look at the online version. So it's just a thought. And you can let me know.
Yeah.
But that was it.
I mean, I don't want to bring any more burdens on you, but I think I would find it useful.
I know I would.
It's a quick text. I promise I don't
Yeah.
spam. Hey, I sent the packet and that's it. And it goes to my Google Voice so I can see if you have a question on my computer. Okay, you got it.
Thank you.
That was it. Thank you too. That's all I have.
Okay, great. All right, before we adjourn, anybody have anything else you want to bring up? All right. I'll go ahead and move to adjourn.
Member Shannon?
Aye.
Member Loda?
Aye.
Member Hoppin?
Aye.
Member Cook?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Okay.